Tau X, period becoming one. Tau X, period becoming one. This late night. This is going to be a back-to-back video, two different videos. This video is going to be what the heathen Gentiles are saying and what are they talking about in the coming months. And, some people say, you don't do that much prophecy talk and so forth and so on. So guess what? Today is going to be, this video is going to be a little prophecy. Even though you're going to hear from the mouth of a Gentile, he's a financial guy. Tau X, Damon for Yah, Beverly Batista, Tau X. Listen, this is going to be a back-to-back video. It's going to be short. I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. I don't want to talk because, when I set my mind to do something, I like to do it. So I said I'm putting two videos out today, but they're going to be short. It's going to be equivalent to not even one full one like I would do for an hour or something like that. I'm going to try to knock this out in 30 minutes. Two videos. When I close this and hit end stream, prepare for the next one. The next one, you're going to like that one too. But they're going to be short because I want to put this information out. Some people say, a new i.s.u.p.k, you don't say too much about end time prophecies. We're living in the season of prophecies unfolding in front of us. Well, from the mouth of babes, or you can say from the mouth of Gentiles, stuff come out too that could be true because Most High uses. He talked to King Cyrus, Nebuchadnezzar, in dreams and stuff like that. So you can't discount that. Oh, these heathens don't know what they're talking about, and what they're talking about is just. See, I'm into financial things as well, not deep into it, but I'm into that. I'm into science. I know alternative science, like with physics and quantum physics stuff. I studied a little bit of that. I studied a little bit of finance and stuff like that. Not that I'm in it, I'm in it a little bit, but not crazy or anything like that. So they said something. And these are financial analysts that you probably don't hear on the mainstream. They're seeing something. And they're talking about like the shit hitting the fan sooner than you think. I think I got to add that when I upload it into the title. They say like the shit is hitting the fan sooner than you think. So I thought this was video worthy to make a video about it. So I'm making a video about it. We're not going to wait 7-8 minutes. We're waiting 5 minutes. We're at 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Whoever's not in, they're not in. So far, we got King Damon for Yah, King James Harding, Queen Beverly Batista in the house, and we got King Rock Station in the house. And we're just going to go with it because I want to do two videos, and I know it's late. Well, it's late by me. It's, I'm on Eastern Standard Time, but I'm in the Dominican Republic. So when the winter time comes, the winter season, we are ahead of the Eastern Standard Time, the eastern coast of America. We're 1 hour ahead. So in the eastern part of America, it's like 9:47. Where I'm at is 10:47. So, I'm not going to get too crazy into it. The second video is just, I posted in the description of the video, I posted the scripture of that already in there. Maybe I'm just going to read it too. And for anybody that's not commenting, any Gentiles or any Messianics or whatever, this is a Torah and Tanakh only Hebrew channel. We don't play around with that New Testament. There's only one creator, one savior, and that's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We're into keeping the law, fearing the Most High, keeping his law. Setting our minds on worshiping the Most High. Because we know that's where success is at. not a worldly success, but success, walk in your life, your spiritual life, So that's where we're at. And we also are on the time of that the Negroes that are only the 12 tribes of Israel, no other people group on the earth feel the curse of Deuteronomy 20 and Leviticus 26. And we're at 5 minutes. I'm keeping my promise. Listen, the people were saying, right? The people were saying, let me read just two little things for you real quick. And then I'm gonna go right into the clip, and then we're gonna end the stream. I'm gonna start the next video. I want you to watch the next video. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking at our history logo. First verse I want to read in Joel chapter 2. Blow a horn in Zion, sound an alarm on my holy mount. Let all dwellers on the earth tremble, for the day of the Lord has come. It is close. And this is why I'm making this video, because heathen Gentiles of the world, financial experts, are saying the shit will hit the fan sooner than you think. So a lot of people say, hey, a new Yeshua Israel on Hebrew on the Island 2 doesn't talk too much about the end time. So I said, hey, it's a great time to make an end time video. And I'm not giving any dates, so nobody get crazy and say, oh, he's trying to, I'm not saying anything. I know we're living in days, hold on, I'm looking for some stuff. And I'm just sharing with you what I found. 2 and 4, hold on. Okay. I'm going to start, and now I'm going to read Joel chapter 4. Proclaim this among the nations. Prepare for battle. Arouse the warriors. Let all fighters come and draw near. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let even the weaklings say, I am strong. Rouse yourself and come. All you nations come together from around about. There, bring down your warriors, O Lord. Let the nations rouse themselves and march up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I will sit in judgment over all nations round about, swinging the sword, for the crop is ripe. Come and tread, for the winepress is full, the vats are overflowing, for great is their wickedness. Multitudes upon multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is at hand in the valley of decision. So I read that to you because that comes to mind when I saw this video clip. Fair use, fair use. I'm going to share this video clip, which I told you is going to be short. You're going to see the video clip. I'm going to end the stream, and I'm going to go to the last video that I want to do for today. And the Most High in Proverbs chapter 16, he said, I made everything for myself, even the wicked for the day of evil. Just like in Egypt, he built Egypt up so powerful so we couldn't escape because it's part of our punishment, captivity. And we're still in captivity. But he built them up so strong where there's no escape. We can't escape their clutches, their wicked terrorism that they put on us each day, back in the day and today. So when we look to him, we know that he is the only Savior. He said in Isaiah 43, I chose to blot out your transgressions for my sake. Beside me, there's no Savior. He wants us to cry out to him. And I do it every day. Cry out to him. Tell him, don't tarry anymore. Just put it in the minds of these wicked heathens to do what they're going to do, because they want a new world order and a new system and a new thing. And they think their kingdom and their rulership is going to go on forever. And the Negroes are going to stay monkeys and tar babies and be at the end of the totem pole. But they don't really realize who we are. A lot of them do, but a lot of them still don't. And they don't know the prophecies. It says in Proverbs 20:28, for the wicked understand not the judgments of the Most High, but those that seek the Most High understand all things. That's why I'm making this video, because I understand mostly all things that are going on in the earth from that Tanakh, because he has endowed wisdom to me. He said, those that gain wisdom, he's pleased with those that gain wisdom. And he gives them more wisdom. Those that seek him, he gives wisdom to. And that's what I try to do each day. So I understand what's going on. So when I heard these four financial forecasters say this, they were talking, and remember, the Most High made everything. In Jeremiah 13, he said, I created all flesh. There's nothing too hard for me. He used Pharaoh, hardened his heart, so that he could put those plagues upon him so Israel could see it. So he uses anybody and everything. He can use snails that are crawling on the floor if he wants to make prophecy. He can use the rocks and make prophecy come. He's the creator, God of heaven and earth, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He can use Caucasian people. Some of you guys, no, they can't do it. No, he can use them. And he's using them. He's scaring the shit out of them. And they're telling what fears that they feel upon themselves. And they're sharing it with the world on YouTube. So I'm going to share it with you. And in the summary of it, he's saying like the shit is going to hit the fan sooner than you think, which is happiness and a celebration to us when I hear this. Other people who are locked into this world, they sad. Like these guys, these Caucasians, they're sad because they love their kingdom. The kingdom and rulership has been great to them. It's been heaven to them, hell to us. And there's going to be a trading of places. This is what's coming. He says in Obadiah 1, the day of the Most High is near to all the heathens. For what you have done, it will be done to you. Your reward shall return on your own head. So I want to share with you what the heathens are saying. So just forget about, he doesn't use it. He uses any and everybody. He's the creator. And Isaiah 45, who are you to tell the creator, you should have did it this way, you should have did it. Shut your mouth. Check out this video, fair use. The 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. I'm just going to comment on it. Fair use. They're saying that the shit's going to hit the fan sooner than you think. And for us, it's just showing that the end is drawing near. I'm not giving any dates, but I just want you to hear what these Gentiles are seeing and hearing. And as soon as he's done, and I'm not going to watch the whole thing because I don't know how long it's like 36 minutes. We're only going to watch like 5 minutes because I want to do the next video. So the Moan for Yard, James Harding, Beverly Batista, Rocky Station, and Young King, and Aaron J. Watch it. After the 5 minutes are over, I'm going to give my Saranada in my Hebrew little theme song I give. And then I'm going to go right to the next video. And I want you to watch the next video. And that's going to be short too. Okay? Here we go. From the mouth of the heathens, summarizing, saying the end time shit will hit the fan sooner than you think. Let me turn this fan on so you can hear it. I'm doing back-to-back videos. It's going to be a short one.
Compared to what happens in 2025. 2025, again, I believe there's going to be a failure to deliver. Once that happens, who knows where the prices can go. Forget about charts. You forget about it.
Oh, he's talking about gold and the silver, precious metals, because, you know, the fiat money is going to be gone soon. Listen.
2024 is going to be a kindergarten party compared to what happens in 2025. 2025, again, I believe there's going to be a failure to deliver. Once that happens, who knows where the prices can go. Forget about charts. You forget about everything. You're gonna when all is said and done, count your net worth in ounces. Make sure you have enough food for, I'm going to say, a minimum 3 to 6 months, probably much longer. I mean, you need to be able to have a source of clean water. Without water, you're going to die. You need an energy source. People up north, in the northern hemisphere, people up north, how are you going to heat your home? Get yourself right physically. Get yourself right mentally, financially, spiritually. Get ready for a war, because that's what this is. That's what this is.
Welcome to Capital Cosmo, everybody. Today's guest is Bill Holter. Bill, thank you so much for coming on the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me back, Danny.
Yeah, for sure. Bill, I'll let you steer the conversation whichever way you want it to start. What is the top story for you right now? What is front and center for you on your radar screen?
I guess in the last few hours, the top story's got to be that Putin smoked Kiev.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a big big return.
And then, did you see what he said afterwards? Did you get his comments afterwards or no?
I've not seen the comments.
Yeah. So he's basically said that NATO has declared war on Russia. He didn't say Russia declared war on NATO, but if one entity declares war on you, you would anticipate war to be declared on them as well.
Yeah, that's huge. And if you think about it, I mean, you've got the war hawks in the West, United States. I mean, it looks like they absolutely want a hot war before January 20th. And it would be my guess that they would try to postpone the inauguration, or actually kick the table over altogether, because they understand there's going to be legal ramifications to a lot of individuals once Trump becomes, once he's in. So, maybe they're trying to kick the table over completely so that those crimes become minuscule compared to the current reality.
Are you referring to enacting emergency powers during the times of war to stop an incoming administration? So then the Biden admin would have to stay indefinitely then?
I guess. I mean,
or something to that effect.
Something to that effect, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
I have said for years, Danny, that in the very end, they will kick the table over, and they'll kick it over so bad that it would be years and years, if ever, that you get, discovery or people being arrested for the, illegal shit that they've done.
Yeah, it's going to be messy for sure. And this doesn't appear to be retaliation for the killing of the Russian general a few days back. I don't know if you remember that. But, Yep. They just killed that guy in Russia, a top general.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, plus, they're launching the ATACMS missiles inside of Russia. I mean, they're pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah, apparently the attack on the Defense Ministry building today was a receipt for those ATACMS missiles. Now the receipt still hasn't been dished out for the killing of that general, so we're still waiting on retaliation from that general. So it may get worse. I mean, as things progress towards the end of the year.
Well, that's what the current administration hopes, is that it gets worse and that Putin does lose his temper and, retaliates in a broad manner. And there you go. You got a hot World War III. And I think that's exactly what they want, because that's what they need.
Yeah, I mean, we are at the time of this recording here on December 20th. We are 30 days or 31 days away from the inauguration. I mean, this is going to be a long 31 days.
I would guess.
Yeah, especially, I don't know if you saw the news yesterday. Both Kamala and Biden cut their vacations short. They came back into D.C. for some reason. And if you look at the body language, if you look at the body language on Biden, I don't know if you see the footage of him walking across the lawn. No, he had this petrified look on his face. I don't know if it was just because he's up on drugs or what, but
who knows?
Yeah, but it's very interesting. It does appear like there's something going on behind the scenes. Of course, it could just be due to the government shutdown. I mean, the government's not going to shut down. It's just going to be national parks shutting down, and things like that. The defense spending isn't going to shut off, anytime soon.
No.
Example.
No, but like you said, it is going to be a very interesting 31 days to get there.
Yeah. So what do you see ahead for 2025? As we head towards the new year.
I think it all comes to a head in 2025. I think 2025 is the year, and what bolsters that thought process is, I just posted this 3 or 4 days ago. The Bank of England announced that if they bail out any non-bank institutions, they're not going to say who they are. I mean, first off, why are they bailing out non-bank institutions? But if they're telling us they're not going to tell you who it is, that tells you 2025, because it begins January 1st, 2025. So it tells you this year they foresee something happening where they're not going to tell you who they're bailing out.
Why would they want to do that? What's the rationale behind it?
I don't know, not to not spill the beans on who's insolvent, so that they don't get put out of business. It did kind of surprise me, because the way I understand it, and I mean, just if you look at the great taking, there's not going to be bailouts. There's going to be bail-ins. So it very well may be that we have bail-ins of financial institutions, banks, and there may be bailouts of non-bank financial institutions. It's hard to say, but it's really curious that the Bank of England would come up with this as of January 1st, that they're not going to tell you who they're bailing out. And don't forget, I mean, go back to 2008. The Fed bailed out the world. They lent out, $16-17 trillion, and we didn't find out about that for 2 years.
I mean, that is true. I mean, they've got the economy hopped up on Bitcoin and Farcoin, and the Nasdaq's ripping higher today. So I mean, it seems like it's good times are here again, at least from a stock market perspective. But you peel back the onion, you look at the economy. The economy doesn't appear to be doing too well. Why is there a disconnect between the two?
Well, that's simple. The markets are rigged. I mean, they rig markets with derivatives. What they want to go up, they buy, and what they want to suppress, they sell. So I mean, yeah, they're rigging equity markets higher. They're rigging. I mean, they're trying to provide a floor under the credit markets. And I said all along that when this thing breaks, it will be the credit markets that break.
Right.
And what very well could break the credit markets, you're starting to see bigger and bigger demand deliveries for both silver and gold. And I believe there's going to be a failure to deliver. I think it'll start in silver. Gold will immediately go into the same manner of non-delivery, and that will break confidence And what happens to a Ponzi scheme when it can no longer get further new capital? That new capital comes from, from sovereigns, originally from sovereigns being able to borrow.
So what happens then if they can't get the capital?
Well, it's completely over. The Ponzi scheme collapses, interest rates shoot through the roof, the real economy stops because credit stops, and I mean, you could, every day you wake up, you're only 72 hours away from a Mad Max scenario.
Are you familiar?
Without credit, you're going to see Mad Max, because nothing, and I do mean nothing, runs without credit in today's world.
Yeah, it's the lifeblood of society. Are you familiar with the Deagle stats by any chance?
Yes.
So for those who may,
2025.
Yeah, we're heading into 2025.
Right.
And so
they forecast the population collapse, die off in 2025.
Yeah, so for people who may not know, the Deagle stats are a population forecast they actually forecasted every single country on Earth. And we don't know who this group is. It appears that they were like some sort of military related firm that does consulting or something to that effect. But it's by and large mysterious. But essentially back in 2017, they published a list of forecasts for 2025 and by way of the populations for each country. And interestingly enough, all of the Western countries see like something along the lines of a 60% to 70% to 80% population reduction, mysteriously. Right. And we still don't know what the rationale is to this day behind those stats. Although they published like a little descriptor. They said it's because the economy would collapse and you see mass migration out of the United States. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, what do you think, Bill? I mean, would a credit event create this Mad Max scenario and elicit this mass, reduction of the population?
Yeah, I don't believe that there's an exodus coming at all. I think there's a die-off coming. And if you shut credit off, food becomes unavailable. Even fresh food will rot on pallets waiting to be shipped. Shipping will stop. Everything will stop. The average person has no food stored up. So within 30 days or 60 days, you're going to see an immediate, blast of people dying just because they don't have food. I also believe, and I don't really want to get if you do YouTube, is that where you put your videos?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, so I'll just use. And it may be that it takes 2 years, 3 years, 4 years for this to get through everyone's system, and you start to see even a higher turbocharged die-off. I mean, we're seeing cancers, we're seeing blood clots, we're seeing heart problems, and it's across the board. I mean, this is not just old people. You're seeing young athletes, 16, 17, professional athletes in their early mid-20s at the best shape of their lives, just falling down dead. So, is that part of it? Was that part of the original rationale? I would imagine it probably was.
And even whether it is or it isn't, a credit event, a credit crash, a debt solvency crash. I mean, there's so many bubbles out there, right? I mean, this could all just create mass chaos.
Right. And what will happen is you basically get a deflation in everything that you own and a hyperinflation of the things you need, like food. If there's no credit, all of a sudden, an apple or a dozen eggs is, if you can find it, $10, $20, $100, $2,000, who knows? But the stuff that you have is going to deflate. Your stocks, your retirement plan, your real estate, all of that's going to deflate, because if there's no credit that allows new buyers the ability to bid on those assets, the assets go with no bid and only offers, and they'll drive the prices, I mean, literally to being worthless. If there's no credit available, you're looking at assets being priced at pennies on the dollar.
Where has this happened before that you can kind of look to as a reference?
It's never happened on a grand scale, but certainly you've had governments that have been shut off from the credit markets, and what happens is their currencies hyperinflate. Look at Argentina. Look at Brazil. Look at Zimbabwe. Look at Russia in 1990. When countries are no longer able to borrow, then you get deflation of their assets, and the countries go into survival mode. The Weimar Republic, that was different because it was done by basically call it printing a loan. And back then you had other currencies that were still tied to gold. There are no currencies anywhere on the planet tied to gold. And like I said in the past, I mean, when you looked at, the nations, Colombia, Venezuela, etc., there was always an alternative to those countries. Right now, I mean, the alternative is US dollars. Now, if this happens on a global scale, where is there to hide? What currency is there to hide in? There are none. There are only two monies, gold and silver, that you can hide in. And I mean, you're not going to be able to get gold or silver, because once they fail to deliver, nobody's going to sell it for any currency of any amount until the system begins to reboot and we have currencies that are in fact, again, ratio backed by gold and silver.
Right. And, kind of to take it back to the Beagle stats thing, what you'll note in those population forecasts is that it's not ubiquitous. The population reduction stuff is not ubiquitous at all. It's only the Western countries that end up facing these reductions. If you look at some of the stats on Russia, China, the BRICS nations, their populations actually slightly grow. So it's very interesting that the countries with the biggest debt problems are the ones being forecasted to reduction.
Right. And along with the biggest debt problem, there's obviously speculation on the United States as to whether or not we hold the gold that we say we hold. There's speculation on other countries whether that their gold actually exists. I think there's very little speculation whether China or Russia or you could lump in India because they've been a big buyer. I mean, these countries, these central banks have been big buyers of gold now for 10, 15 years. And China has actually been grossly underreporting what they've bought. I mean, if you look at what has gone through Shanghai, and we know nothing's exported, so the gold goes into the country, but we know it never goes out. I mean, how many tons per year? You're looking at, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 tons per year going in. It's not coming out. We also know that China produces 450 tons a year, which never comes out of the country. So the West has a debt problem. It's speculative as to whether or not they actually hold the gold reserves they say, but the BRICS nations absolutely hold more gold than they did last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. They've been building their gold reserves higher. And the old saying, he who has the gold makes the rules, that's going to come into effect in 2025.
Hey guys, quick pause. I won't take too much of your time, but if you're looking to add into your gold and silver stack, please consider Miles Franklin.
So, I don't know if this is that boring to you guys or whatever, but Joking animal, most people will die from bad water. Yeah. I don't know who joking thing, but listen, this is a Torah Tanakh Israelite station. It's not Christianity. Up here, I'm not really teaching. I'm just wanted to show some video clips. This video clip, some people say I don't talk too much about the end of days. So I said, and I'm not quoting any days. I'm just showing you what Gentiles are saying. And that's about it. Anybody come on here? I'm Yah only. Okay. As long as you're Yah only, because they got a lot of people with wrenches and they know how to use it. But I'm glad you're Yah only. We're the Most High only here. Listen, that's all I want to show you. They're saying, and there's more of the video. It's like another 20 minutes, whatever. And it gets even more depth into it. But I want to do my next video. So I'm going to close. You got the summation of what they're saying. Basically, they're saying the shit is going to hit the fan sooner than you think. And that's what this little video clip was about. Stay tuned. I'm ending the stream. I'm going right to the next one. So all you guys that are on here, I'm happy that you came on. Let me read these comments real quick because I always do that because I care about what you guys say. Just play nice in the sandbox and you don't have no problem in here. Again, Tavex, Damone Frayad, James Harden, Beverly Batista, Rockin' Station. Interesting. We had thunderstorms here in Texas, and it was darker than usual during the day, even for rain. Okay. Marcus said, never heard of these guys before. Yeah, that's right. It's, if you're not into finance, like I'm into physics, particle physics and quantum physics and stuff like that. Like, I won't show an hour video because some of you guys are not interested. I don't want you to sleep. So, but this is financial. So I just want the core of it was just right in the beginning. It is at the end too, but you got the gist of it. So they were saying that the shit is going to hit the fan sooner than you think. So I just want to share that with you guys. Jeremiah 51. O thou, this is from JD Israel, thou that dwelleth upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. That excellent verse, JD Israel. Their time is coming. That's why I made this video. They're telling us their time is coming. And you heard the dates. We don't go by days, but in their world, they got dates. They got, this is going to happen a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months, 6 months from now. They're telling you that, not me. So don't get it twisted. Nobody say, hey, he's making dates. I ain't making no dates. I'm just revealing what the Gentiles are hearing and seeing. Most people will die from bad water, joking animal. Look, family, get before water filter. I use it when I spend days on the trail. Okay, joking animal. I have a water filter. I'm doing the next video. Post that again on my next video. As soon as I end the stream after reading this, I'm gonna start the next video. Come on and you can post that thing again. I'll read it again. No China population is decreasing too. Who are these people? Only okay. I think you will find reactive very interesting. Yeah, I watched that reactive thing too. With Yah alone, all is good. Oh, I am very into finance. Okay, Rockets. Okay, so then you know what they're saying. They saying it, and they're into finance. The Most High used King Cyrus. He used the Egyptian pharaoh to do things. They have been exposing themselves about stuff like this. Correct. All right, guys, listen. Tabex, I'm going to the next video. As soon as I hit in stream, you're going to see a new video posted. Come on. And Joking Animal, post that water filter thing again. This is New Year's from Israel. You're on the island too. Until next time. And remember, these two videos are not going to be much Bible verses. I just want to share some things with you. Come to the next video right now.